My name is Dessa Morris. I'm the Workforce Development Director for the Development Authority of Walton County. In my role as the Workforce Development Director, I try to get K through 12, our technical college, and industry all working together and pulling in the same direction. I fell into the externship sort of by accident. A teacher approached me and said, "Hey, I need an industry to go to. I can participate in this other externship." And I said, "Well, wow, we ought to be able to make that happen. You just need an industry to host you." So I made a call, had her placed at Hitachi Automotive, which is now Hitachi Astemo. It was a great experience. So I just started exploring how could we replicate that and make it be our own, make sure the educators got the information we wanted them to get. Started asking around, and Newton County was already doing something very similar. And we worked to have our own extern program. The extern program that I was originally brought, you had to be a teacher, but I very much wanted anyone with influence over students to be able to participate. So we expanded it to be an educator externship, and that has worked extremely well for Walton County. We have a group here, the Student Success Alliance. They have site coordinators in each of our schools. Always encourage them to go through or to at least apply because they are influencing more than just a classroom of students.
Susan Boatwright. I'm a special projects consultant with WorkSource Northeast Georgia. So we wrote for that in our sector strategy grant, amongst some other things. And we all along wanted to include parents in the conversation, and the plans were to have a community event where we could introduce parents to what the educators are learning, and we would do this in conjunction with some site visits by the students, so that we were kind of hitting everybody at one time.
My name is Christina Justice. So I am a school counselor at Social Circle High School. So I work with 9th through 12th. I mainly do 3 things. First is social emotional support. Second is academic advising, and then third is college and career readiness. I immediately jumped on the opportunity just because through this program I knew I was going to get exposure to several different industries that we could then expose our students to. So I was able to tour Hitachi with a partner, and we were able to spend 3 days there. It was an incredibly immersive experience, but each day we came back as a group and were able to collaborate with people who had toured other industries like Caterpillar, Takeda, Standridge Color Corporation.
We spent time with Leggett & Platt, and the last one was Tucker Door and Trim. John Bellflower. I teach U.S. history at Walnut Grove High School, and so we went to each one of those businesses and sat with the leadership, took tours of the facility, learned about the odds and ends of what they expect in the way of resumes and soft skills, work ethic, and their benefit plans, healthcare coverage, opportunities for mobility in the company, retirement plans. And I remember one of the quotes from Leggett & Platt was, "We hire you to retire you." That's something that stuck with me. Essentially every day we would come back here and sort of debrief our experiences at each one of those industries, summarize, and then talk about how the experiences can be carried with us back into the schools and redelivered to staff, redelivered to the student body, just to increase the awareness of local industries and how important it is to our region, our regional economic development, our local economic development, and really try to serve as a medium for communicating the opportunities that are around, so that students are aware themselves of what opportunities they have to look forward once they graduate.
Being able to collaborate with not only local industries but our local technical colleges, we're able to really help our students and connect those bridges for them that they may not know already exist. The thing I enjoyed the most about the externship was being able to collaborate after being exposed to an industry with educators from around the county. But when we're able to kind of share brain power and, build on each other's great ideas, and take a community approach to something, I think we're able to be a lot more effective for our students. So even students who were on a 4-year college track would have opportunities for growth and development through the local industries. And I do know one of our former students went through, I believe it was Hitachi, and partnered with their engineering department and was able to get that real life experience while he attended Kennesaw State University, working on his engineering degree, and plans to return to Hitachi and receive employment after he graduates college.
Kevin Jones. So I work at Hitachi Astemo. I am the head of the business unit for the drivetrain components here in Monroe, Georgia. Just like any other resource, you get a return on your investment. We put the effort now into the community, into the school systems around us, and we're going to get that back later. We teach the current children or current student base what we need, teach the teachers what we need, and they're able to embed that into their curriculums, and in return developing students that turn into workers for our manufacturing facilities.
I don't think students understand that these are international corporations. They're here locally, but they're spread out all over the place. Here in the continental United States, in Europe, in Asia. With the high-end tech that they have, they've got to have people who can fly out and train people how to use the machines, and of course they got to have people to repair the machines and maintain the machines. And that in itself is just another element or another factor in terms of employment that I didn't know about. And I think that there are students who would be interested in taking up those opportunities.
The teachers took away from the externship skills that they needed to impart on their students so that they would be employable not only at the company they externed with, but at all of our high-tech manufacturing companies. Those same skills as showing up on time, every day, passing a drug test, and my goodness, if you have some critical thinking skills and initiative, that company is going to wrap around you and train you in whatever additional skills or company-specific skills that they need so that you can be successful there. One of my favorite parts is when teachers go back to companies and get some really specific coding information that's used at that company that they want to introduce their students to. So some really complex concepts, but they want to start introducing it in their classroom because it's appropriate to their subject matter. So it really makes a difference for these educators to have a relationship with these companies. The relationship with Hitachi has been very important. It has been vital to the success of our externship program. We started off in 2018 with a pilot program, and then in 2019 we started with 4 externs, 4 teachers. 2 were at Hitachi and 2 were at Takeda.
I think it needs to be broadened. I think the externship needs to be offered to as many people as for as long as they can do it. Again, to increase that general awareness of teachers in the system and then ultimately communicating that to the students. I think it needs to be broadened. I think the connection between private industry and public schools ought to be a lot stronger.
I would highly recommend it to other educators. I have already highly recommended it to other educators. I think there's so much to learn. I was pleasantly surprised that there were teachers in the externship. I assumed that it would be mainly like school counselors and people who work with students to prepare for life after high school. And I had to recognize that's everybody in the school. Everybody's job is to help our students prepare for life after high school. And everybody was able to provide a really unique perspective to the group.
But it was a great experience, and I think we all appreciated it a little more because of all the things that we weren't able to do because of the COVID restrictions. In 2021, we hosted 15 externships, and hopefully we're going to quadruple that for next year.